Zo becomes the world's first named heat wave. I dunno. I was in Europe in 2017 and they had heat wave Lucifer, which is pretty good naming sense. Here in Italy, journalists have a major hard-on for naming heat waves. We usually have Lucifer, Karen, Scipio, Hannibal. But now we have Apocalypse 4800. I feel like they went a little too heavy on with that name too early. Things are only going to get worse, and they already used Lucifer. So what's next? It's kinda like the person that invented sliced bread. People have been doing it for a while now. But now that it's officially recognized, it's the invention of naming heat waves. Lucifer was particularly awful, and I do hope they skipple to give it its own place. Especially since it was nearly 6 hotter than Zo. Somehow it's fitting that me elderly yelly lady cat died and got reincarnated as a catastrophic heat wave. This fits. Rip to the Zo, ill pour one out for her. These ECK shows are getting out of hand. My friend's cat Zo just died. This is confusing. The heat waves will go in reverse alphabetical order. We should be at a by next month. Next one will be called YOLO and will become progressively more nihilistic. So has to stop before we can move on to oddly or terrifyingly reminiscent of Robbie Sinclair from Disney's Dinosaurs asking why they were counting years backward. Heat wave A. Ron. Apocalypse. They should use old women names like Hazel and Myrtle Hot Flash names. Did Scientific American really just declare a hot girl summer? Scientifically approved hot girl summer. Good for Zo. What a girl boss. Melt stuff, boil stuff. You go girl. 500 days of summer staring Zo. I was thinking Exxon or Shell. Zo is a nice gull, unlike those other monsters. Woo! Truly the most horrifying timeline. Zo meaning life is the most stupid thing about naming it. Like if this is life-giving heat, what happens when we get to heat wave Thanos? Definitely hot, but also sadly, very dry. Nah, a Spanish meteorological organization did. Our jokes about the planet boiling us away are a version of the band playing on the Titanic. As someone who lives in a tourist-heavy state, it is indeed hot girl summer. I've never met a Zo that was absolutely fucking gorgeous, so yeah. Shoulda called it Meg. Just wait until we start getting heat wave Zo fan art. I mean, we already have versions of Microsoft Windows personified as an I'm girl shts. Or I. Kim. Come or entries or icons or original or 0 or 1 or 959 or Austins. Are hurricanes going to get last names now? Us for every hurricane. In the next 20 years, people will be begging for hurricanes just for potential for fresh water. The heat waves were supposed to be named after climate crisis deniers or major polluters. Surely we can come up with a better name than Zo. Time to start a public petition to change the name to Exxon. Zo 101 was an infamous and outspoken climate denier. Her show was cancelled after she killed a polar bear during the Kids' Choice Awards. Zo means life so. They are just fucking with us at this point. There's a denier out there somewhere named Zo. Especially since heat waves kill a ton of people, don't go giving it the Greek name for life. I can't wait for the heat wave called Karen. Lol, you know how they always call for a red wave. This was not the wave they meet, but are responsible for. Zo 100 onif. Me 98 and me girlfriend Zo 101 recently started touring Europe. Our trip started fine, but Zo's hot temper has injured a few locals we came across. I told her to cool it down, but she says I'm overheating. Eta. Or Zo, look what you have done. Imagining a time when Reddit was so young that your own first name had not been claimed yet. Warben, are you out there, my name? Brother. Submitted 16 years ago, Zoe is doing other things. Smart toe start at so there can't be any more. Got him. Checkmate. Globalists. Why don't they get named after fossils fuel energy companies and influential figures? The big ones that case thousands of deaths get to be ExxonMobil and EP. Medium waves that cause hundreds of deaths go after Kasuit and board members. Heat wave CEO Rex Tillerson or oligarch Mikhail Prokhorov. Then smaller waves get to he named after senior staff and influential lobbyist. Make their legacy be one of death and disorder. Write history so the thing they're remembered for is causing the heat waves named after them. Make it so when a student in 2447 is Googling their 21st century influential individual report as students search for medieval and Renaissance figures do now, they find these individuals as bringer of death and chas, not business leaders. The main reason I can think of is it's giving free advertising to corporations. There's no such thing as bad press after all. I also imagine the individuals would get a kick out of being remembered in perpetuity. I don't want to live in a world where Google exists in 2447. Heat waves are temporary. This is the new climate. It'll be the same next year and the year after. It'll progressively get worse over the years or decades. This is why we need maximum temp laws for apartment dwellers. Thousands of people and pets die every year from heat death, and it's only going to get worse. Change. Or poor maximum. Temperature. Requirement. 4. Living. Spaces. I wonder if it's just shorthand for Zone of Europe. So they have 4 more names lined up, so while possible, probably just named it so. Could be for Zone of the Enders. I'm no expert, but I think countries outside of Europe were also experiencing heat waves. How about we name these heat waves after energy CEOs? Should have named it Hansel because it's so hot right now. What does zo mean? Zo mean? Zo life. Zo will forever mean Zone of the Enders. So heat waves are starting with and nada. They're going to go backwards now that Saturn is running things. Europeans read right to left, so is the start of the alphabet for them. Zo comes from the Greek word, meaning life. I think they got the name wrong. I thought it was dumb when they started naming winter storms, but this is just next level. Once again, Livonian is prophetic. Or YouTube. Come or watch. Veg90 Oniges. It sure is. My least favorite weather-related word is bomb cyclone. Indica, the National Weather Service names hurricanes and explicitly does not name other things because the giving of the name is supposed to indicate the severity and lethality potential. But the Weather Channel gives no fucks, and everyone else is happy to follow their lead. You don't get it. It's us that are too dumb to understand what is happening unless they name it so we can relate to it better. Smart people told me so. Ors. ExxonMobil would be better. Rule 34 incoming. Who's the dumbass that named a rise in temp? Come on, own up. Oh boy, we're naming them now. And why did we start with? Deleted. More off of the mo. Name the heat waves after politicians and petroleum companies. Zoe, she's a hottie. What a time to be alive. Zoe from League of Legends. Yep, consider her burst damage, it works. Welcome, Reuters. I hope so, Winsext. We're naming heat waves now. Why? Why are we doing this? It's stupid enough with hurricanes and increasingly other storms. Just stop. Just stop already. I have a 6-year-old that's a so different spelling, and I can absolutely see how the name applies to a fiery wave of destruction that we brought on ourselves, lol. We should treat our heat waves like race cars. Cover them in corporate sponsorships. For instance, this could be the Shell heat wave, or maybe the Goodyear heat wave. Can we stop naming weather and start naming climate change deniers and oil company execs instead? How, such a so. Mr. Peanut Butter. This isn't a bad sign at all. I think they should all be named after Sesame Street characters. I can't wait for Big Bird, Cookie Monster, the Grouch, and the Count. And then comes Snuffleupagus. Keefs for cooking. That's hot enough for me. Oh, cooking, cooking, cooking starts with. Another win for Klaus Schwab. Boy, we are such a stupid species. Not scientific, but every girl I've ever met named Zoe has been hotter than blazes. So I get it. Zoe sounds hot. Zoe is hot. Cool. The priests of the New Age religion have given us a name to place our guilt.